Welcome again. It's February 17th to the third member of the DRAMABOWL. Today's episode is ISAM-LAND. ISAM Elder, welcome, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem, anytime, buddy. How's everything been?
Alhamdulillah, can't complain. Life's good. Taking the off season day by day.
Congratulations on your engagement.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Who's the lucky lady? We don't know. It's about fantasy. It doesn't matter about personal.
Good point.
Yes. All right, buddy. Where would we want to start? I kind of have this thing that I like to start with while it's still fresh on your memory. Last season.
Sure. Okay.
DRAMABOWL 13. You went 4-10. You finished 10th, 9th in scoring, and you missed the playoffs. What's your thought on your season, DRAMABOWL 13?
Yeah, I got off to a promising start for sure. Started off the season 2-0, but kind of as the season went on, got railed by injuries nonstop. I think I got railed by injuries on an already weak roster, so a lot of flip flopping in the roster, and a lot of it just didn't work.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that happens to the best of us.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave this in your pocket. Do you want to discuss your current roster right now, or you want to go back to your history from the start, from when you started?
Yeah, we could start with the current roster. I don't really like to talk about the past. Even though we have some great memories, like .3 championship victory that was ultimately the equivalent of the '07 Giants versus the 18-0 Patriots. But let's focus on the here and now. I think we got a young, great roster brewing. Got some players like Saquon Barkley, Jalen Waddle. We also got the number 1 overall pick, Bijan Robinson, kind of a no-doubter at this point. I don't really have to keep it a secret. I kind of like where the direction of this team is headed.
Yeah, I'm looking at your current draft picks. As of right now, you own the first pick overall in the draft for 2023.
Correct.
You won the lottery. And you've made it clear you're going to take Bijan Robinson with that pick.
Yeah, no-brainer. I mean, listen, I don't see any scenario where I don't take Bijan Robinson unless he gets shot and or killed. So I think it's safe to say Bijan Robinson is the safe pick for now. I don't really see that changing anytime in the foreseeable future. Like I said, unless any type of major injury happens or he decides to become a gangbanger out of nowhere.
Yeah, and you don't have another pick until 2024 third round.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any plans on acquiring picks in this upcoming season?
Yeah, I've been pretty good about acquiring picks when I need them. I'm good at shuffling picks. Honestly, I like to be able to splurge picks for players. And then you see me do it many times in the past. I mean, I acquired the Jalen Waddle pick in the off season. So I'll work to acquire picks when I need to. But yeah, I definitely plan to stack some more picks. I already have some players in mind that I am looking forward to trading for some more picks.
Okay. Well, let's talk about your current roster right here. I'm looking at it right now.
Sure.
You held on to the Pittsburgh defense. I'm assuming you're going to roll with them again next year.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of them here that just head scratchers. Like I understand why you kept them, but I just want to go over a couple of them.
Sure.
This Machete guy, the wide receiver from Houston, and Dolish, however you pronounce his name, the Denver tight end.
Sure.
Is there a reason you're still holding on to them?
Yeah, John Mechie was a second-round pick out of Alabama. I liked him a lot. I compared him to Jamison Williams a lot, but I think he actually may be a more complete slot guy, to be honest. And on top of the fact that Bryce Young is kind of the favorite to land in Houston, which is his college teammate. So I think there may be an NFL connection right out the gate for those two.
All right, smart. Wan'Dale Robinson and Sterling Shepard. Well, what's the story there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm thinking slot. I mean, wherever Sterling Shepard goes, he takes a big
injury.
Right. He takes injuries all the time. But I was gonna say he takes a big target share. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, is somebody who has a lot of potential. He's got a lot of speed inside the slot as well. I think he'll be a good target guy for Daniel Jones in the future. I could see him definitely racking up a lot of receptions, plus he has good speed. His size definitely does concern me a bit, but I think his speed makes up for it.
And I'm going to assume David Njoku is going to be your tight end next year?
Yeah, like you said, Greg Dulcich is probably going to back him up. I like the way he showed some promise in his rookie season, but David Njoku, I mean, he had a great start to the season before he had that ankle injury. And I definitely think with Deshaun Watson, he may end up being, honestly, and I say this while I have Amari Cooper, he could possibly end up being his number one target next year.
And Jordan Love and Daniel Jones are your two quarterbacks on your current roster. Is those are the two guys you're going to roll with next year?
So I know it doesn't really look ideal right now, the quarterback situation, but I think Daniel Jones really made himself a good case.
He had a very big fantasy season this year.
Yes, I agree, and I think even as they continue to add weapons for him in this offense, I think you can honestly expect to see him improve a lot off of what he did last year as well. As for Jordan Love, I'm not going to lie, that's a little bit of a dart throw. He looked good in a couple of drives he had last year. I like Matt LaFleur. He's a great head coach, great offensive minds, and I think he looked good in his couple of drives, and that's a little bit of a dart throw for a weak position. But I think sitting behind Rodgers for a few years definitely can't hurt. Okay,
I just want to go over a couple of other players on your roster, because you don't have your starting lineup set up. So I'm gonna shoot on the fly. I'm assuming your starting running backs for next year are gonna be Barkley, and is it gonna be Cordell Patterson, or are you gonna go with Cam Akers?
Well, at that time we'll have Bijan Robinson, but I definitely like the way that Cam Akers flourished toward the end of the year. He had 4 100-yard games, I believe. And I think with Stafford coming back, that added passing attack is definitely going to open up the run game for him even a little bit more. Plus, I read some things that they're going to plan to get him involved in the passing game a little bit more. So I think Cam Akers definitely takes a nice leap next year as well, and I got him for a little bit of a steal too.
Are you going to go 3 running backs next year, or are you going to go 2? Because that would lead me into my next question.
Sure, yeah. I think receiver is probably the position that's looking a little thin for me right now. Like I said, I was hoping Wan'Dale Robinson would be ready for the season opener. I know it's not ideal to wait for a second-year guy, especially when he's coming off of a torn ACL. But right now, the only surefire receivers that I look at on my roster that I have are Jalen Waddle and Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper, he's going over 30, so got to start thinking about adding for that position as well. But like I said, it's when you have the number one pick and a guy like Bijan Robinson's available, you kind of have to take the best player available.
You also still have Kadarius Toney, Rondell Moore, Curtis Samuels. I think Kadarius Toney takes that big step next year.
Yeah, Kadarius Toney is a guy that, he's definitely a guy that we added 2 years ago. A lot of people will say I lost in that trade big, but if you want me to be completely honest, I think I could have gotten more at the time, but I think for the potential of Kadarius Toney, working with Patrick Mahomes, I think potentially he could really take on a big role in that offense, but he's just got to stay healthy and stop making rap videos.
All right. And the last player I wanted to question in your roster, Latavius Murray, is he even worth rostering right now?
Yeah, that's, I guess, a dart throw. Like I said, he had a pretty good end of the season this year, too. The way I look at it, Denver doesn't have many picks in this draft, and they already have a lot of roster spots to fill. I'm hoping maybe he walks into the year an RB2 for that team, and somebody ends up getting hurt. I don't like to root for people getting hurt, but like I said, it was just a roster spot. He's currently only $1 salary, so for the risk reward, it's definitely worth it, especially with the way he performed at the end of the season.
All right, that's true. All right, now let's address your accolades in this league. And for those, sorry I didn't address this in the beginning, ISAM-LAND joined the Drama Bowl in Drama Bowl 7. So he's been in this league since Drama Bowl 7 to 13. That's 7 seasons.
Right.
Okay. And I was going over some of your numbers, and some of your accolades are: you've made it to the Drama Bowl championship twice. You are 1-1, and this is something I want to address because, despite the fact I made 3 consecutive championship games, John Bowl
Yeah.
10, 11, and 12.
Sure.
And won 2 of them, and I have the most championships in this league at 4, most championship appearances at 5. The one that stings the most, and it stings more than the 4 championship wins. If I had to balance the difference between what to me is worth more or what is more, the 4 championships that I have or the pain that I took from Drama Bowl 10. And I would say the pain I took in Drama Bowl 10.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, listen, I think if everyone recalls back to that game, there was what, like 6 or 7 minutes left in the game, and all I had was a .3 lead while you had Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and
That was it. It was Adams and Rodgers.
Adams and Rodgers. So, I mean, listen, Rodgers could have scrambled for 4 yards. I mean, anything could have happened, and I could have lost. But
And they handed it off to Aaron fucking Jones.
So shout out to Aaron Jones and that 56-yard run, I believe it was, and really sealed the deal.
Yeah, even on their last drive, where it was 3rd and 7 or 3rd and 6, and they took a timeout. They needed the first down to ice the game. If they get the first down, they just take knees and the game's over.
Correct.
Coming out of that timeout, in my mind was, okay, if Rodgers tries to rush the first down, he just needs 4 yards, and there it goes. Or if he just completes one pass to Adams, that's 1 point for the reception. Even if it was for 0 yards, there it goes, I win. Or at that year, we had a point for every 5 completions for the quarterback. Rodgers needed 1 more to get that point. Had he completed the pass to anybody, even to Aaron Jones, like a dump-off, just to try to get the first down, it's over, I win. And he hands it off to Aaron Jones, who gets stuffed at the line, gets no yardage, and they punt the ball. The final score was 169.9 to 169.6.
Yeah.
I went sleepless nights over that.
I think the only thing you can say in a situation like that is just fish nasiib. You know what I mean? I don't think you were meant to win that game.
I mean, I clearly didn't win. I
mean, listen. When a washed up Devontae Freeman, I'll be the first to admit it. When a washed up Devontae Freeman, who was a last minute starter for me, walks in and puts up 41, and then I have a tight end, the second string tight end in Dallas Goedert put up, what was it, like 28?
Goddard went for 30. Edelman went for 30 something. Freeman went for 40, and then Lamar Jackson went for 40.
Yeah. So like I said, listen. From your point of view, you just gotta look at something and say, it's nasiib. You may have been the better team, but sometimes the team comes out with a little bit more heart and pulls it out. You know what I mean? They just wanted a little bit more. I feel like that week you kind of walked into that game a little bit too confident, and you guys, took it a little bit too easy. And I think that was just ultimately.
I did, and I also believe it was karma for the Brashard Perriman move that I did on you.
Right, and if anyone's watching and is wondering what that is, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. So that week, Al called me and wanted to make a little bit of a truce with me because he knew with my weak roster that I would need to add another receiver. So he called me asking, he said, I'll let you have Brashad Perriman if you let me have the Broncos defense and another kicker. I can't remember the kicker's name. But lo and behold, I only put $5 on Perriman. I wake up the next morning. Of course, Perriman is on the Evil Empire.
Yes, sir.
So I was duped out of Perriman. But one thing I also like to mention is that I ended up going up and picking Denver Broncos defense up anyways, and I think they dropped me like a smooth 15.
Yes, but when I got on the phone with you, my explanation to you why I did that was, what was the reason?
Well, there's a little bit of controversy when I joined the league where Al likes to say I stole Hunter Henry from him.
You did.
Listen, he made the mistake of telling me what tight end he was going to select because I had asked him, I was like, listen, I'm stuck between Hunter Henry and Tyler Higbee.
That's not how it happened. We were sitting in Legacy, and you told me, so who you eyeing in the draft? I was like, I'm not going to tell you, I don't like to say. You were picking the pick before me. And you kept saying, no, I won't take him. I was like, if I tell you you can't take him, you're like, no, I won't do it. I told you I'm taking Hunter Henry. They say he's a hybrid of Grunk and Graham. Remember?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So the next day was the draft. You're on the clock. In my mind, I have the biggest smile on my face. I'm about to draft Hunter Henry with my pick. Yeah. You're on the clock now, and in my mind, we had a man's agreement. and you're on the clock and you announced your pick, and I remember blowing a fuse. You're like, Hunter Henry, I